Hello, everyone. I just want to share out my eKadence layout as we are wrapping up week one and heading into week two. Can you believe it already? So right now I'm using actually Screencastify to record my screen. And so you can hear my voice and also see the screen that I'm looking at. Really easy tool to use if you haven't used it before. But anyways, let me go ahead and share my two layouts. The first will be my layout at South Junior High School, my in-person classes. And it's going to be a more simpler version of how my eKadence page looks. And the second is going to be my Korean American Studies class, high school class online. And so that one's going to be a little bit more extensive. So you're going to have a chance to see both and maybe give ideas for how you want to create your page as well. So this past during the pre-days, it's so great to have our grade book and everything synced and ready to go. And so now, what do we do with eKadence, right? For many of you, I know you're frequent users of it, but I thought I'd just also give a tour of what I have so far. So at the bottom here, I'm just going to go ahead and begin with South Junior High School. You can see that the courses are blocked together. So if I want to go to period 6, it's already there. But if I want to go to period 7, I just click period 7, and then there I am in period 7. You can see on the home page, it currently is the 8th grade curriculum guidelines, but it doesn't have to be. It could be something else as well. But right now, it's that. I don't have any announcement that I've sent out to students because I'm able to see students face to face. Although, sometimes, it's helpful to send out announcements. But right now, I'm just connecting with students face to face, doing the activities I've already shared with you. Like I did that, bingo game where we got to know each other. We're doing the team posters, and then very soon now we're going to be doing the My Story introductions, which is going to lead into just understanding our stories and then its connection to our country and the United States history, right? So let's see. But once again, I see it as a community builder. So even this first module, I don't want to say it's like a very heavy duty assignment, but more of a community builder still. But at the same time, students are using their 5Cs. They're getting to know each other, and it's going to lay a foundation for the future. I actually took Randy Poggio's advice to begin with just the first assignment, just give them an A for a first assignment. And it's actually a good way to check the grade to make sure it's syncing correctly with Aries and all that. So that's good to go now. And also, it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of encouraging for students. Hey, you're beginning with an A in this class. It's up to you now. And I'm rooting for you. I'm with you. You decide like what grade you want. I want to support you in reaching that goal. So hopefully it's builds hope. Let me go ahead and now go to this first module here. So you can see that first module is the My Story introduction. It's nested within this folder. I just have pretty much the instructions and then the assignment where they're going to turn it in. So I'm going to go ahead to the pages, and you can see like my instructions are there. They're basically going to be creating this Google slide. They're going to be adding their voice, and then we're going to have a chance to do some affirmations. So it's basically going to look like this. If you remember Dr. B's thick slide from Edu Protocols, a very detailed slide. So each individual student will create one, but then we might have a class slide deck too. And then for me, my hope is also that the students will have like a recording of it. And then I have like a sample here and some audio samples that they can look at as well, as along with the instructions. So in class, I'm going to be giving more step-by-step instructions. But I thought I'd also give an example of what I do over at the high school as well, because I can't give the instructions in person. There's only that one time that we're meeting virtually. So how do I help students stay on track? It requires a little bit more structure and organization. So I thought I'd share that example as well, because there's some promising practices there too. So here's my Korean American Studies class. And you can see that I also have a curriculum letter there. I have like this my advice, video that my students made last year to give advice to students this year. So I thought that would be a great way to kind of just send it out. I've already sent a couple of announcements out because I'm not seeing them face to face. And so you can see here like some expectations and hey, this is what we're going to be doing week 1. This will go. We're going to be doing week 2. I even give a little sample schedule of what it is that we're doing with links, so it's easy. So students can think, okay, we're meeting face to face this day. On this day, we're not seeing each other face to face, but this is what I could be doing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I could be checking in with them and giving feedback all throughout that week during that time, even though we're not meeting face to face, but doing it virtually. So how do I organize this class? Here, going to here the modules. So you can see once again, it almost looks similar to that class from South Junior High School, but you can see nested in there, it's going to be a little bit more. First, you're going to see like once again the instructions, this exact same instructions for or similar instructions to um, the seventh and eighth grade classes. And by the way, I also do something similar when I work with teachers or I work with teacher educators. I'll often ask them to share their story as well, and it'll look something like this, but they're sharing their teacher journey as well. I've done it for the Civic Engagement um, Institute as a way to get to know each other even before we meet on the first day. What else do I have there? So I think if I showed that weekly schedule a little bit earlier, and so you can see here, they're going to also do a discussion post. So no one's done the assignment because it's going to start next week, but basically they're going to watch this video, and then this is the advice video that we talked about, and it's going to ask like, what did it make you think about and wonder about? What lessons have you learned? What did this video make you think about yourself? And the reason why I'm adding those questions is because I want them to start thinking about that transcendent thinking, right? Where they're kind of thinking about their thinking, they're thinking about their growth, they're thinking about their future, even from the very beginning. And then eventually what you're going to see are all these different posts. I think the minimum word count, I can't remember if it's like 200 or 300, but they have to write some substantial amounts as they're watching this. So that's how you check. Also to see that, yes, these assignments are being completed really well when you see very thoughtful responses. And so thoughtful and specific responses. And sometimes that writing is so powerful. We all remember Kelly Gallagher, and he talked about how writing is generative. So it not only is writing about what you know, but the act of writing itself creates new thinking, new knowledge. And so, the discussion posts allow you to do them. They can see one another's and learn from each other. This is also something that we do over at CVA eLearning. We create something called these learning logs. So you may remember that weekly schedule. So even though like I posted, hey, this is what I suggest this week. Actually, students don't actually have to do like, okay, this on Tuesday, this on Thursday. They can actually like kind of block it up, and maybe they'll double up and do double on a certain day, right? This is just a suggestion, a kind of guideline, so that students kind of have that like habit, so that things aren't like last minute. And so actually, I want them to think it through. I think this is really helping with executive functioning. So if I ask the question like, what's your Monday to Friday plan of action to have a successful week? Then they're writing it out. And I think, once again, that's about 200 words. So it's not like a short response. It's actually a little bit longer, some of those responses. And then, of course, you can see the assignment here where they're going to be submitting it as well. And then actually, you might even have some additional things. Like this last week when we were at CBA, we had a professional learning. We talked about what you must do, and these are things that you must do. So all the teachers over at eLearning, they're going to be having discussion posts, they're going to be having learning logs, they're going to be having assignments, they're going to be giving the instructions. Like that's happening every single week. And you can see how it's nested once again in our week 2 modules. But then they also kind of challenged us to kind of think about like should do or could do. Yeah, should do. So what they should do is I have a link here where they can actually, what you saw before was a mashup of last year's advice, but this should do is like, hey, why don't you take a look at the yearbook from last year? Because in this yearbook, I mean, every student created their advice to next year's class. And then aspire to. I don't have an aspire to here yet, but maybe my aspire to is going to be getting involved with civic action and engagement, because there's going to be some opportunities for that too. And I think this bar is here, so it's hard to see. Let me see if I can. Yeah, okay, I was able to minimize that. You can see week 3 is ready to go, and then you can see week 2 is in green, once again nested. So if maybe actually nest that too. All right. So maybe next week this is going to be red because it's not that week anymore, and then this will be green. And then the students know which week we're kind of in. And then I'm thinking, although there's definitely something they're working on every single week, this module might not be able to be completed in 1 week. So you can see how maybe it's going to be done in 2 weeks. So once again, I'm going to change the color back to green, saying, hey, this is the week we're on, and red, this is not the week we're on yet. And so I only have up to week 3 right now, but you can see how you can like really build out the whole course more if you wanted to. So that's the more detailed version for those of you who are interested, but this is just a little snapshot of something that I've been working on this first week. All right. I hope you're having a great weekend. It's a Friday, so have a wonderful weekend. Dr. Jeff signing out.